You are now listening to the Inner Circle Podcast Network.
Hashtag No Offense uses strong language and is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised. Hashtag No Offense.
I don't do this. Welcome back to another episode of Hashtag No Offense. I am the Duchess. And I'm joined tonight by my idiot husband, Magilla Gorilla. I mean Wetsky. I mean Lunch. I mean AKA
The Big Fundamental.
There you go.
Welcome to another episode.
I already said that.
I know, but I'm doing it for real.
Okay.
No, you did great. I ain't going to do it for real. I ain't going to step on no toes. But we are back, and we're getting it.
Getting what?
Getting it.
Oh, shit.
No, we are back. I get it.
I'm getting this Rocket Fool.
What are you drinking?
It's called Rocket Fool.
That's the beer we bought fucking 6 weeks ago when we were on
that
vacation.
We didn't drink because we're old and exhausted.
Why didn't we drink that?
Because we're old and we were exhausted.
We went to the store specifically on vacation to buy that to drink back at the hotel.
I know.
And here it sits. Let me see this.
It's called Rocket Fool. It's brewed with coconut oil, tart cherries, and pineapple.
That's right, because it sounded delicious, and that's why we got it. It's from Blue Point, which is a competitor of mine.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. I can't pass up a pineapple.
No, but the cherry was the one that, how was that?
It's good.
Yeah, I'll get one after break, because I'm just getting this iced coffee to try to wake up, and the beer I grabbed is New Belgium Nitro Cold Brew, because I'm drinking a cold brew, so why not drink a cold brew beer when I'm done?
Yeah, I didn't see those. I probably would have grabbed one of those.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
The fine folks at New Belgium came and presented it to us at work, and it was delicious. So they made available some sampling opportunities.
Cool.
So let's tell everybody about our sponsors, and then we'll get into this awesome, amazing show that we're going to do tonight.
Everybody buy Hemp Bombs. You know what it is. It helps with relaxation.
You want to do everything tonight? You want to do everything tonight?
Well, I got to make sure I choose my words carefully. So.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Yeah, we're sponsored by Hemp Bombs CBD, the official CBD of the Hashtag No Offense show. Hemp Bombs are specifically formulated to provide consumers with a quality CBD product at an affordable price, and the many benefits of Hemp Bombs and CBD in general, but specifically Hemp Bombs, include reduced anxiety, increased sense of relaxation, reduction of aches and pains, mood enhancement, deeper, more restful sleep. They come in a wide variety of products to appease anybody's, what would the word be?
Relaxation needs.
They have oils. Oils is the most common. And you know what? Shout out to
the gummies would be more common.
That's the most popular.
Oh, I see.
But I mean, I'm looking around. I check what the other companies do, and oil seems to be the main.
Go-to.
Yeah. They shout out to them. They sent 2 new flavors of oil this month. They got berry acai and orange creamsicle.
That sounds good.
So I'm trying the berry, and the berry's good. But yes, they do have gummies and suckers, vapes for the vapors, and even products for your pet. We've been running our contest for the last month or so, and I just want to say shout out to Joe from right here in our backyard in Apollo Beach for taking home our monthly contest. There's the edibles bundle. It was for leaving reviews, and he sent us in a nice review. And it's even nicer when it's somebody right here in your backyard, because I love when we get new listeners, and I love when they reach out and say, how they found us and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's even better when they're right here local. So shout out to you, Joe. So check out hempbombs.com. Use code word HTNOS, save 20% on your order, and you can get all that good stuff too. Keep a lookout next month for the next contest, and maybe get yourself some freebies.
Yeah.
Never know.
And it's good shit. We use it.
We use it every day. We are also sponsored by Onnit.com. Onnit is a health and fitness juggernaut, and they specialize in nootropics, which are vitamins for your brain, and all types of workout equipment. They got the Alpha Brain, they got the New Mood, they got the Shroom Tech Sport, the Shroom Tech Immune, they got the gut health, they got the workout equipment, basically anything that you can think of to be a better version of yourself. So if you're feeling like you need a little one-up, go to onnit.com/HTNOS, save 10% off of whatever you decide to choose, And go be better. Just
be better.
Just be better. Mm-hmm. It's almost 2020 for Christ's sake.
I know.
Be better.
Take some nootropics and eat clean.
Yeah, that's your new thing, right?
I'm gonna try.
I appreciate it because Slimmer Circle was a great kick in the butt for me, and it got me going good. And then all of a sudden it was over, and you were like, ha ha ha! Now I'm gonna buy pies and ice creams and ha ha ha.
Well, that stuff's good. It's just like I said, I get home late and I try to do some stuff that's easy, and it's not always healthy. So I think that I'm gonna try to do more like crock pot soups and stuff, so we can get our vegetables in because our older boy is fat.
Yeah, we had.
And I don't want him to be fat.
We went to a family party for our niece today, and it was a pool party, and I was like, God damn, he's fat.
Yeah, and well, that's only because he used to be so fit, and because we don't really do a lot of physical things.
He's not a physical things kid.
I know, but he likes to ride his bike. But a lot of it.
His bike's broke.
What do they say?
I gotta fix it.
It's because he's fat and no air comes all the time.
That ain't true. You leave that kid alone.
But we just got to do more activities, and 80% of your lifestyle is your diet.
Is that what they say? Mm-hmm. Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
Then it's got to be true.
Probably the same web page that we're doing the clean eating from.
Oh, you found something already? You got a plan already?
Well, I've been following this clean eating on Facebook.
Word.
And they share recipes and stuff, and everything looks so good. The other thing that is a withdrawal for me is just the cost of everything, because all the fresh vegetables and all that, it's pretty costly, and a lot of it goes bad.
What do I always say? I don't mind paying for shit that I'm going to eat.
I know that, but I just don't want it to go bad before we use it.
We got to be like those fucking rich people that go to the grocery store every 2 days then, okay? We can't just go on Sunday anymore and buy for the week. We got to go on Sunday. We got to go on fucking Tuesday. We got to go on Thursday.
Yeah, but that would all fall on you because I don't get home.
And I'm here to tell you I will do my job.
Okay.
That's my jingle.
Nice.
Husband.com.
Oh, my God.
Use code Lunchbox to save 20% on your order.
Nope.
On dicks?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to give a couple quick shout-outs if you don't mind.
Why would I mind?
Because you judge me silently with your wife face like you're doing right now.
I'm just hard blinking at you. Drinking my beer.
I want to give a shout-out.
Hey. Slowest blink. Judge.
Wow. I would like to give a shout-out to Elsie Brown.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Elsie?
She is.
I think it's Elsie.
I think it's Elsie too, but I just
Elsie.
Elsie,
like Halsey.
That's my girl, Elsie.
Right.
She is a blogger. She is a lover of podcasts for sure. She claims that she is a current subscriber to well over 100 podcasts, which I don't know. Dude, I subscribe to like fucking 15, maybe 15, and I can't usually get them all in. So kudos to her. She has time to support us all, and she writes a monthly blog about the top podcasts that you should be listening to that aren't getting as much exposure because they're not celebrities.
Right.
You know, which, quick sidebar. We just were watching The Office. Did you see fucking Pam and Angela started a podcast?
Yeah.
It makes me angry. I haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to it either.
I'm sure it's a wonderful show, but it's already like one of their episodes probably got more than the entire catalog of our show just because they're fucking famous. And that shit bugs me, and they don't even probably want to do it. They're just someone's in an office somewhere saying, hey, we should capitalize on the success of The Office, and you're Pam and Angela, so why don't you guys just go on and talk about The Office? Boom, success.
Well, I don't know if that's what they talk about.
I'm sure it's called Office Girls or something.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they give and they had
like,
fucking.
remember that one time Andy Bernard whipped his dick out? And the Angela's like, yeah, because I sat on it.
Do you think they're Me Tooing people like that?
Maybe.
I hope not. I hope that show is clean.
I don't think Pam.
I hope that show is clean.
Why?
If anybody, it would be fucking Craig.
I was going to say, Daryl's telling people to drop panties.
Craig probably, I'm sure he pulled his dick out.
Dwight's a peeper.
He was on their last episode. He was a guest. I'm not trying to shout them out. I'm trying to shout out Elsie because she included us in her November list for the best podcast that you're probably not aware of that you should be listening to.
That's awesome.
Girl, we appreciate it. I'm also in one of her Facebook groups that she moderates. She does all kinds of fucking shit. So yeah, I'm becoming fast friends with Elsie.
The Facebook page so other people can follow it?
It's the No Rules podcast group, I think it's just called.
Okay.
Because she don't like rules.
Who does? Everybody knows I don't.
And I also wanted to give a quick shout out to just one of our listeners, a guy named Brian, slid into my DMs after our episode a couple of weeks ago where we were kind of just having one of our raw marriage conversations, like we have been doing since it's just been you and I.
Yeah.
And he wrote me a long message and told me just how kind of refreshing it was to hear how open we are with each other and how we can talk like that, because he feels like he can't talk to his wife as openly as we do with each other, and related to a lot of the things we were talking about. And then we just started chatting pretty much all afternoon. And he was telling me about some problems he had, and I was giving him some advice. And I said, lison, bro, like, obviously I'm not a pro because we were talking about the shit. So I take it with a grain of salt.
It's not just one-sided, though. I mean, we both, but it took us a lot of years to get to that point. Like I said in that episode, is I had to learn that you weren't a mind reader, and I needed to open up more about what was bothering me. And then once I did that, things got a lot better. But it also takes two to have the conversation. And if she doesn't want to talk, or if he doesn't feel like talking, then it's not going to get resolved. So it just depends.
Well, and that's what I told him. I was like, everybody changes as individuals. The idea is if you're in it to win it and you're committed, then you're going to grow together. So, I mean, people change, but, couples that stay together want to grow together.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And sometimes you kind of lose sight of each other. And it's you got to try to find a common ground to bring you back. Like, what made you like this person to begin with?
For real.
What
made you like me to begin with?
I didn't.
I know you didn't.
I didn't.
Dude, and that's a testament to my selling skills, because I've been in sales for the last 10 years, and I fucking sold you a bill of goods on how awesome I was.
wasn't sure if I wanted to date you at all, and then I started dating you. And
we broke up a few times.
Oh yeah, and you were just a really good dude.
I still am.
You know what I mean. So
yeah,
but I think relationships like that maybe have a little bit more to stand the test of time, just because it's not all about just like the initial animalistic type of attraction stuff. It's like you get to know each other, and then you grow the love. It's like, you're not love at first sight, but you grow into the love. Does that make sense?
I knew you for a good year before we
we were in with the same crowd.
Yeah, well, we were with other people, and when things freed up and we had opportunities, I mean, like I've told this story before, you showed up at a party and we hit it off and you never left.
Right.
So, yeah. But anyway, shout out to Brian. Thanks for hitting us up. I mean, the universe has a way of this happening exactly when you need it. Because I was kind of having a rough week in terms of podcasts, and then all of a sudden, ding, 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 my Instagram fucking pops, and it's some dude telling me how much he loves the show and how much he enjoys us and how much he relates to us, and we helped him out with something and shit. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, my bar's right back full,
I'm glad
that shit goes a long way.
And I'm glad that we are able to help. I'm sure it's helped more than just him, but for people to know that they're not the only people that go through hard times. And we've called it fake book before. Everything always looks like it's the best on the internet, but it's not. Everybody's going through some shit, and if they say they haven't, then they're fucking lying.
That's it. So shout out to you, Brian. I didn't forget you. I told him I would send him some stickers, and I've been a lazy bitch all week, so I haven't put them in the mail yet, but I will get you a care package out ASAP, sir. In other news, a little bit of sad news. Did you see John Witherspoon died this week?
Yeah, I seen it.
He's been in a gang of shit, but I mean, like, most notably the dad from Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And
25 minutes. Him and his air freshener.
So many quotable lines from that character. And the one thing that I say, consistently now, all these years later, is, put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. You look good to me. I do that shit all the time to myself when I'm by myself alone. That's burned in my brain forever. And he was on Rogan with his son not too long ago. They came on together because his son's getting into comedy now and kind of following in his footsteps.
Oh, that's nice.
The thing about John Witherspoon that I could appreciate is that that's just who he is. And he's just a naturally funny dude. Yeah. So he's just being himself. And
that's cool.
I love that. Like that Joey Diaz, like that, this is just who this motherfucker is and he's funny kind of thing, And
I can relate.
We're
just kidding.
We're definitely gonna miss Pops in the world, man. So I'm gonna pour one out for
old Johnny boy.
Yeah, for the Pops, man. Fucking that's Uncle Willie's son. That's Uncle Willie's son. Dude, I fucking love. Dude, I think I love Next Friday more than the first Friday.
I can't put them all together.
Next Friday's the one where he went to the suburbs with Day Day.
When they won the lottery?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, he didn't win the lottery, but he was catching.
His brother did or something. His brother won the lottery, and then they went and stayed with him.
His who's he? Are you talking about?
John Witherspoon's brother in the movie.
Yes, it's Ice Cube's uncle.
Yeah. And they went and stayed with him
because he was catching a fucking ass whooping when Debo broke out of jail. I fucking love that series. That shit was awesome, dude. I used to watch that shit all the time. It's we're into November now. It's good. We're good. Coming up on the holidays real quick now. Out of October, which means, I mean, and this is not a big thing for us, but the World Series has ended. Baseball is over.
I know the Nationals won.
I don't know who won, but you know what I did see?
What?
Titties.
Oh, that bitch.
I saw some titties at the World Series.
That bitch.
That wasn't her.
No, it wasn't Lizzo. I just like that song.
Why did she shout out the Minnesota Vikings?
You know, I don't know. I don't even know who the man is. New man on the Minnesota Vikings.
Maybe she likes Stephon Diggs. I don't know.
Is he new?
No.
Oh, well, then that wouldn't make any sense.
I don't fucking know.
So who is he? An Instagram model?
I guess so.
She said she'd do it again or something?
Yeah.
Why did she flash her titties?
To distract the pitcher. She was right behind the plate. I'm going to show you her.
How could he see her titties from that far away?
I could see them from that far away. I'm about to show you the video.
Swing, swing.
If I can get my links to work tonight.
And there's going to be an ad that pops up right.
I'm probably sure there is. So that is her, and she is a fucking beautiful young lady.
She's cute.
She is a beautiful young lady.
I see her areoles.
Her name is
Tits McGee.
Tits McGee. Mm-hmm. Julia Rose.
Oh, that's cute.
So look right up here.
Oh, so she wasn't behind the plate. She was next to the plate.
Look right up there.
Oh, yellow shirt?
Yep. See that shirt come up and the umpire fucking calls?
Yep.
Watch. And the girl next to her, too. Look.
Oh.
Bam, bam. Right there on Fox. Joe Buck didn't know what to fucking do.
Whoa. Those are nice, though.
Yeah, she's
really pretty.
Really pretty young lady.
I'm so jealous.
And I like that tattoo on the ribcage, too.
I didn't see it. You're staring at her without me now.
It says something. There's, some inspirational quote. She's 25. You know how them girls be doing.
Move forward, never backwards.
Yes,
exactly. And there's arrows.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, Major League Baseball Vice President David Thomas got wind of this and apparently sent her a letter.
Isn't that the president of Wendy's?
It's David Thomas. Conspiracy theory. He's not dead. He's not dead. Dave Thomas from Wendy's is running baseball now.
Yep. I'm a genius.
To say the least. So, fucking Dave's quarter pound double stack with cheese sent this girl a letter that says, blah, 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 on October 27, you attended Game 5 of blah, 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 in Washington, D.C. Quote, during the game, you violated the fan code of conduct by exposing yourselves during the 7th inning in order to promote a business. Which, by the way, I omitted that part of the story. She apparently is flashing her breasts, and her whole Instagram account with the titties and shit is for breast cancer. People can make donations to, like, her breast cancer cause or whatever, and it gets all...
What's he got about breast cancer?
I'm telling you. She exposed herself to promote a business. You were also part of a scheme in which you induced others to expose themselves to promote business, because the bitch right there to her right, she had titties out too.
Yeah.
You are hereby banned from all Major League Baseball stadiums and facilities indefinitely.
All of them?
Every single one of them.
Oh my God.
All fucking cities. All fucking cities for life.
Good thing it's the most boring sport ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, good for you, girl.
At least it's not football.
Take one for the fucking team, because baseball sucks dick. Mm-hmm. This is probably the most exciting thing that's happened in baseball in years, dude. There were titties out, and people are fucking talking about them. World Series comes and goes. Who knows?
Nope.
I didn't know. Did you know?
I knew who won because of John Bukkake.
Because of our guest last week, John. He tweeted something about the Nationals. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I knew the Astros were in it because my brother is an Astros fan. Not sure why.
I'm not sure why either.
He's always liked them. Kind of like why my sister's a Michigan fan. No idea why.
No idea why.
Don't have any connections to Michigan, except for, my dad had or my uncle has a cottage there.
You know what, though? She's the type of chick that, we grew up on the south side of Chicago, and it's big Notre Dame, south side Irish. She's one of those to go against the grain. So she was probably like, who is their rival? I'm going to cheer for them.
Well, she doesn't like the Packers.
That we know of.
Maybe. I'll have to check her closet.
Ew.
For green and yellow.
So if you want to check out this chick, she is on Instagram at shagmag_.
That's the stupidest name.
It kind of is, but I don't care because she looks good. And I see the areolas you're talking about. So.
See, they're just peeking out just a tiny bit. Them's pepperonis.
And I don't want this to sound the wrong way either, but she looks older than 25.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she looks older than 25. I would say probably 31.
What? No.
Yeah.
You're just making her older in your mind so you could fuck her later in your brain.
I could do that regardless. What the fuck?
Spank bang.
I think I need stipulations. I don't live in your rules.
I don't have rules.
Baby girl, let's hit these Florida headlines.
Excuse me. What are you drinking? All right, Magilla.
Why you gotta make me a gorilla?
Woo, doggy. Hey, Beatrice.
Yeah?
Get your ass in here. These no offense boys about to do Welcome to Florida again.
Let me grab the natty.
Oh, shit, and I thought my family was fucked up.
So, our Florida segment, we never actually say the name.
What?
We used to call this WTF, because it's got a double entendre. It's what the fuck and welcome to Florida.
Yeah.
Never say that. We just call it the Florida stories.
So
I'm just trying to be proper tonight. That's all. I'm just trying to be proper tonight. Our What the Fuck Florida stories are sponsored by Ohfishl Clothing. Check out ohfishl.com. That's OHFISHL. And use code HTNOS to save 25% off your order of beautiful t-shirts, hats, and jewelry. Ohfishl Clothing.
Live by your own rules. Ding, ding. But that sounded like the San Francisco treat trolley.
I know. Which is fitting because the Hood Diner is in fucking LA right now.
Oh, yeah. They're having a West Coast meetup.
I'm getting super peanut butter and jelly with all the pictures I'm getting in the group chat, but those guys look like they're having a great time. And I can't wait to hear all these shows they're recording.
Yay. That's going to be fun.
First story that I've got for you tonight. We are in New Smyrna Beach, and this one I picked just for you because you are Steve Irwin reincarnated.
Yeah.
A Florida man jumped from his surfboard and landed on a shark.
Okay, what happened?
Stephen Michelena, 32, was surfing in about 4 feet of water when he jumped off his board and landed on a shark, according to the Volusia County Beach Safety Ocean Rescue. According to the rescue team, the shark bit the surfer's foot once and then swam away.
Yeah, he was scared.
The motherfucker landed on him.
Right.
Michelena refused to be transported to the hospital and was treated at the beach for minor lacerations. Quote, the shark was not seen well enough to estimate his size. Mm-hmm. Sunday's incident marks the beach's 12th bite so far this year. They say
4
that
feet of water is shallow.
They say New Smyrna Beach is like the fucking shark bite capital of Florida.
Maybe, but if it was in 4 feet of water, it was probably like a nurse shark. It was, or a lemon shark. It wasn't like an aggressive shark, like a bull shark or like a great white or anything.
That's why I pulled this. I wanted you to tell me what it was because I'm sure you knew based off of the fucking details I gave you. You could tell me what it potentially could have been.
Yeah, I would say either a nurse shark or like a lemon shark.
Now, I was a little disappointed. I got to be honest.
Why?
Because when I read this headline in my mind, I envisioned him jumping off his surfboard.
Oh, I did too.
Catching on the back and riding away like fucking Gardner Minshew into the fucking...
Why are you going to bring Minshew into everything?
Because he is Florida Man. Gardner Minshew is Florida Man. And I'm so excited that he's going to be on the early game in London tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. So as I'm editing this lovely podcast that we're recording right now, I could watch Florida Man himself sling a dick in London at Wembley Stadium, shoot to the shark, going to win me some money.
Okay.
But I'm disappointed that he wasn't riding the bitch. I thought he landed on him and maybe could
if
catch.
He was only in 4 feet of water, he's probably coming in from catching a wave, and when he jumped off the board
to run up.
Get up onto the beach. Yeah,
They been up that close though.
4 feet of water is shell. That's why I think it's a nurse shark or something small.
Now, what is a nurse shark?
It's like the sharks the kids fed at the aquarium that we went to. When we were in St. Augustine, those are the same kind.
Those bitches are thick.
I know, but it didn't have to be full grown. They didn't say how big it was, so.
That's true. They said it swam away too quick. They couldn't tell what it was.
Because the sharks like that, they'll chase the fish up into the shallow water, so they're easier to catch.
Wow. See, and that's why Two won't get in the water, man. Shout out to Two Rings. He won't. Born and raised in Florida, will not get in the fucking water.
But it also depends if it's like a touristy beach, like we usually go to. Or,
Smyrna is, I think.
Is it?
I think it's over by Daytona. It's on the other side. So we're talking about not the Gulf. We're talking about the Atlantic.
Okay. Because if there's a beach that has a lot of traffic too, it's not as common to have sharks come up to eat.
But they say this is the 12th bite this year. This is like one of the most active beaches in Florida.
Right, but it depends on what time they were in there too. So if they're surfing either early morning or at night, then there's not as many people.
Right? Yeah, probably.
And
early.
Sharks normally hunt their food at night. Yeah. So it just depends on what time he was there too. I think anyway. I'm not a scientist. I wanted to be.
I know.
Didn't pan out.
I know. That's why if you became president, you were going to explore the ocean.
That's right. I'd explore that black mist that came up out of the trench underneath that submarine.
Thank you. Fuck yes. Go into the Marianas Trench.
Yep, I would too.
Yes. And the Bermuda Triangle. I want to know about the Bimini Road.
Yeah, I would check that out. What's scary about the ocean though, it's the same as space. With like the different pressures. I would be I would pay other people to go. I would be terrified personally to go into one of the submarines. Just because so many things could go wrong. Yeah, that's true. Because you have to calculate how much pressure as deep as you go, but at the same time, you have to fashion something that could take on all that pressure. And what if your calculations are just a little off, dude? That bitch is cracking, and
I couldn't deal.
Your
with
head's
that.
Gonna explode.
I couldn't deal with that, man. Like the pressure or like the stress, when shit's happening, like I don't do well under pressure. So, like, when those rivets start popping out and you see the little things of water coming through, or, like, the cracks, where it's just like a little crack, and then it's moving, and then it's getting bigger, and it's getting bigger. Like, dude, I would just fucking sit down. I'm like, I give up. I can't do anything.
Dude, I'd be hauling that thing to the surface. I'm like, come on.
You're going to make it worse. You can't go up that quick.
Well,
get the bends and shit.
That's only if you're scuba diving, babe.
Hey, I don't fucking know.
They regulate the temperature in the submarines like they do in the spaceship.
You are knowledgeable about
some things.
About things.
I watch Shark Week every year.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know enough to fact check you to know if you're bullshitting me or not.
No, I'm not bullshitting. That's why they don't have to wear anything when they're in the submarine. If there was different, they don't have to wear oxygen or anything because everything's regulated inside.
I have no choice but to accept your your explanation.
My debate.
Yes. It's weird. We got two road rages back-to-back weeks.
Oh, I almost had a road rage today when I was backing out at Circle K. Bitch honked at me. I'm like, what are you honking at me for?
Which is, for anybody that knows Dutch, don't fucking honk at her, even if she deserves it, because she's gonna fucking get out and she's gonna John Buchanan your ass and rip your fucking mirror off.
Dude, my window was down. I was literally all the way out of my parking spot, and then he came around from the pumps and came up on me and was like, beep, beep, and I was like, I see you.
Came up on me, and you did it just like that, too. That's not even any exaggeration, dude. She did it just like that. Threw up her hand and said, I see you.
Yep.
Window down and everything. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to fight today.
I almost got out of my car. I wanted to be like, why did you honk at me? I'm all the way out of it. It's not like I started backing out and then she honked at me.
Let's just say, though, that you did an over-exaggerated back out to go back onto the road. So,
I did.
Yeah.
But there was nobody behind me at the time. It's not my fault that she whipped around the fucking pump.
Listen, I'm not trying to get in your fucking crosshairs. I understand.
Other drivers are like my kryptonite. They fucking kill me. I cannot stand it. It pissed me off so bad. Even Logan's like, they got their license at clown school. And then we'll be driving like, who's this idiot? I'm like, I don't know. Good question. A big idiot.
Well, this specific incident happened in West Chase, which is a suburb of Tampa, and it's like the well-to-do area.
Is that where my sister lives?
Your sister does not.
Oh.
No, not even close.
Oh.
Not even close. But this happened in West Chase, where a Florida man was accused of throwing his nunchucks at a car during a road rage accident.
Can't do that, man.
Leonardo Fernandez, 56. 56 years old, rolling around with nunchucks and shit, dude.
You would roll around with nunchucks. You still have some.
There was a time in my life.
Drunk ninja?
There was a time in my life when I did used to have nunchucks on my person.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid because it's because of Will Ferrell and fucking Wedding Crashers, dude, coming out in that kimono with nunchucks on his neck. And I used to. You're goddamn right.
I want it.
I could, if you go deep into my Facebook pictures right now for like fucking 10 years ago, I'm sure you can find a picture of me with nunchucks on my neck, 3 sheets to the fucking wind.
I know exactly where it is.
Leonardo Fernandez, 56, got out of his car at the intersection of Linebaugh and Sheldon and threw a pair of nunchucks at another person's car. According to deputies, the nunchucks shattered the driver's window while they were parked at a traffic light.
Oh my!
Fucking just got out.
Those are legit chucks.
That's some Michelangelo shit.
Raphael.
Are you fucking shitting me right now?
Yes, I'm just testing you.
Are you fucking?
Testing
you did not either.
Yes, I did.
I saw your face. You fucked up.
Raphael has the size.
Hey, Friday. Players fuck up.
I know my turtle.
The other person involved told deputies that he had pulled up to Fernandez's car and gestured for him to put down his phone since he thought he was texting and driving.
Bitch, like you ain't done it.
Serves you right, motherfucker. Mind your own goddamn business. How many times you driving down the road and it's dark, it's early in the morning, it's late at night, and you see somebody with their face all lit up and shit?
Yeah.
Happens all the fucking time. And I've been guilty. I'm not as bad anymore, but I've been guilty in the past.
Well,
all
that's
right?
good to know.
Point is, hey, dude, mind your own fucking business, or else you get told. So you get chucked.
So the other car didn't do anything to him. He just saw him texting, or
thought he was, and he rolled up and made a motion like put your. It's probably some fucking old ass New Balance wearing white motherfucking dad dude, and was like, "Hey, put your phone down there," and dude was like, "Fuck off!" And then they had a little thing, and they raced back and forth, and they got up to the light, and then dude pulled out his goddamn nunchucks and said, "Fuck you! I'm a ninja, bitch. Protect your neck."
Yeah, if it would have affected him in any way, then that would have been different. But if he's just being a douche, then
I think that's what it was. And here we go. This is exactly what I said. He said Fernandez got mad and started driving recklessly before he got out of his car with his nunchucks. He was arrested and charged with throwing a deadly missile, there we are with the missile again, into an occupied car, criminal mischief, and violation of probation.
Well, I guess that's why he didn't have a gun.
He was already fucking up. Like, you good call. He couldn't have a firearm, so he was rocking the nunchucks, man, because it's dangerous out there. Take this, don't go alone.
Gotta have something.
A lot of road raging, and the weather's getting cooler. You would think that everyone's going to be chilling out, but here's the flip side to that. Fucking snowbirds.
Yes.
Because I'm feeling the road rage my goddamn self. There's so many goddamn people on the road with out-of-state plates, and I mean, I love you, Adam, but I've seen more New Jersey plates on the fucking road down here, not knowing what the hell they're doing, and it pisses me off too. So maybe I'm going to go get my nunchucks out. That's all I'm saying.
Please don't do that.
That's all I'm saying. Take shit into my own hands.
Aw.
Last one I got for you. We're in Pasco County. Good old stalwart Pasco. Old Faithful, if you will.
Stalwart.
Yeah, that's the word, right?
Never heard of it.
I think that means a mainstay. It's always there.
Okay.
Test my vocabulary. Fucking Google it. Ask Siri. I don't know.
I know about sharks, not words.
Student tried to put a hit on a school employee. Offered $100,000 for his head.
Oh my goodness, where's that kid got that money?
Newsflash, he doesn't. I told you everything on the internet ain't true.
He's probably selling drugs anyway.
Deputies obtained private DMs from an Instagram account registered to 18-year-old Nicholas Robert Godfrey. The messages show how he tried to put a hit on an employee. "I need a guy to kill someone," Godfrey wrote in one of the messages. Authorities said he also offered the recipient $100,000 for the victim's head. "No joke, I need him eliminated as soon as possible," he said. According to the affidavit, deputies were able to tie the account's IP address to Godfrey's home in Newport Richey. When interviewed by deputies, he reportedly admitted to sending the messages and provided them with written statement, quote, documented his solicitation of murder.
Jeez. Through Instagram?
Yeah.
This kid is so dumb. Everybody knows you go to the dark web for murders.
Listen, these kids do everything through the gram.
Well, you need to go to the dark web for murders, children. You also need to have valid Bitcoin to pay for said murders.
You are
on
so
the dark
old.
web.
You know why you're so old?
Because Bitcoin's eliminated?
Dude, no, it's not eliminated, but
Oh.
there's like fucking 250 other options of like cryptocurrency like that people use.
Bitcoin's the only one I know.
Yeah, that's the only one everyone knows. Suburban Mom.
What other ones are there than
Dude,
Smarty
there is a whole fucking stock
Name
market.
another one.
I can't name it
Yeah,
because I'm not
'cause
in that world.
You don't know.
I'm not in that
don't
world.
Don't give me shit if
I
you
will
don't
give
know.
you shit. Listen, there is a whole stock
I will
market
not
for
listen
fucking
to you.
cryptocurrency, and that they all got little fucking things. There's like 200 of them. I'll show you after the show. I promise.
don't care about that.
Listen
I ain't
to-
trying to murder nobody.
Yet.
I'll do it myself.
Well, when they went to his home, it says deputies also saw the messages in question on his cell phone. It's unclear why Godfrey would want to kill this staff member, which I'm assuming is a teacher, right?
Yes. I bet when they say staff member, it makes it sound like he worked there too, but he was only 17, so.
Staff member could be like, you know how they got those like resource officers at the high schools and shit? Maybe it was like one of them fucking with them, you know? Like, you weren't at Bloom long enough to know this one, but we had that old lady. Her name was Lady Blue.
No.
You don't remember Lady Blue?
No, I don't.
She was a quote unquote security guard, but she was like fucking 900 years old, dude.
Wouldn't do shit.
She would always fuck with people and shit. So maybe he had like one of those scenarios where like this, bitch kept catching him ditching or something, and he had to fucking get him eliminated.
Weird.
I assumed it was teacher. Like I copied these notes down myself, and I see now that it says fucking staff member. When I was writing it, I thought it was teacher the whole time.
Yeah, I would think teacher. I don't know what other staff member that would.
Fucking lunch lady.
What, giving them the sloppiest of Joes? Why would you be mad at her?
It says
feeding the children.
It says his motive was not disclosed. Godfrey was arrested on Wednesday for first-degree attempt to solicit murder and booked into Pasco County Jail. Did you ever, in your entire career in school, ever have it so bad that you wanted to kill a teacher?
No, because I was good.
You were a good kid?
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't believe you.
I was National Honor Society.
That's neither here nor there. That is neither here nor there. That is talking about books, and we are talking about life, and I don't believe you were a good kid. I believe you were a troubled youth.
No,
Yes.
never.
Yeah, I believe you were a troubled fucking youth.
I wasn't
Living in the
troubled.
fucking mean streets of Indiana and shit.
I liked my Indiana streets.
Running with the bad crowd.
Dude, we did used to do some stupid shit. We used to egg houses.
Smiling with the fucking the look on your face right now, the fond memory. We did used to do some stupid shit.
Yeah,
though.
we used to egg houses, and we'd make these little like oil bombs and baggies, and it'd be like
There's an oil bomb.
it has Italian dressing in it with Worcestershire sauce and ketchup and whatever else we put in there, and then we throw the baggies at the garages, and then they would splatter, and the oil would stain the paint.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, we were bad.
That's fucking sick.
We also used to throw.
I bet you that smelled horrible.
Probably.
And then you got all them wild ass dogs and shit coming out because
We
it's.
don't have wild dogs.
Yes, you do. You got wild fucking Indiana dogs, them goddamn coyote dog mutt hybrids and shit.
No.
Yes, you fucking do too. You don't even know, man. You don't even know.
Well, I do because we used to have one.
A what?
A coyote.
Who's
told
we?
this story
Who is
before.
we?
My family. When we were kids, and we there was a dog in the neighbor's yard, and we took it in and we put it under the
Oh,
porch.
yes.
Remember? Because
I
I
do
didn't want my
remember.
parents, and we fed it bologna, and then it started howling, and it ended up being a coyote.
You're such a hillbilly, dude. We fed a coyote bologna.
And then we're like, it was howling, and we're like, that ain't no regular dog. And then
Who said that? Fat Albert?
I did.
That ain't no regular dog.
I ain't no regular dog. So then we got out one day, and this fat lady came and was like, what are you kids doing?
What was her name?
Fatty McFatterson.
Cool.
And we're like, our dog got out. And she's like, that's no dog, that's a coyote. And then she took it, and then there was an article in the newspaper telling us how these youths were tormenting this coyote.
You were one of the youths?
Yeah, we were bad youths.
Did you clip that out? Did you save that newspaper clipping?
My mom had it somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Yeah?
But we did. She saved it. And then one day we saw our fat ass at the bank. And my mom
What'd you do? Was it a confrontation?
No, my mom was like, that's that lady. And I was like, no way. And that was it.
It's an incredible story. My mom said, that's that lady. And I said, no way. Mm-hmm. And then what?
Then nothing. I was like, oh, that bitch. And then that was it.
You're the best. I can't believe I've gone through so many days without hearing these stories.
I'm the best.
I thought about this, and as much as I was a bad kid in school, I never had a run-in with a teacher bad enough that I wanted to murder them.
Teachers in Indiana wanted to fuck the students, so.
Teachers everywhere want to fuck the students. I almost made an inappropriate comment today at our niece's birthday party about a teacher having sexual relations with a student, but the teacher was there, and I don't know her well enough to joke with her like that, so I didn't.
Yes.
But I was going to say, when I was in high school, I hated Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas was my algebra teacher, okay?
I didn't have her.
It's funny, now that I think about it, she actually kind of resembled your mom. I'm going to pull my yearbook out and show you Miss Thomas.
Okay.
I had a problem with Miss Thomas, and it's because I was a fuck up and she was trying to do her job. You know, she was trying to make me do what I was supposed to do, whatever. So I come into this school and I'm in Algebra 1 for the first semester.
And then the whole other time you were in that school.
No. I was in Algebra 1 and I had to get bumped back because I wasn't applying myself. So I got knocked down to Algebra Half.
That's a thing.
That is a thing. Algebra Half is a thing. So I went to Algebra Half, and then I had to go to summer school to get back up. So I took Algebra 1 or half, or I don't remember what I took summer school.
You need two halves to make a whole, babe. So you probably had half in regular school and half in summer school.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All I remember about going to summer school was watching Money Train. Remember that movie?
No.
You don't remember Money Train?
Who's in it?
Oh, I forget.
Chris Rock?
No. That's Rush Hour.
No.
Yes.
What's the other guy? Chris Tucker.
No, I forget what Money Train was. There was a train that had money and they tried to rob it, but I forget who was in it.
Clint Eastwood.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, then I come back in sophomore year, and they put me back up in Algebra 1, and I had fucking Miss Thomas again. And she was being extra salty because...
She said you still dumb.
Yeah, she was being extra salty because I got kicked out of her class second semester of freshman year, and she knew all that and shit, so she was being all fucking smug, and I fucking hated her. And I got bumped down again. I had to go to Algebra Half again.
You're so dumb.
I am so dumb. But then junior year, when I came back, I worked my way back up to Algebra 1 again, and I was in there third year in a row. By that time, I was a joke to her, and she let me just sleep. And I was in there with my boy Ben from hockey, and we used to just talk, and I would sleep, and I would sign my tests and turn them in blank, and we had an understanding that I wasn't there to fucking learn. Just let me be there for an hour and enjoy your air conditioning or whatever the fuck I was doing, And by that point, it was cool. But the first couple years was rough, man. I wanted to murk her, man. And she sent me... I got suspended because of her multiple times. What? Fuck yeah, dude, because I wasn't going to school. Freshman year of high school, I missed like fucking 27 days of school.
That's insane.
Yeah, why do you think I had to go to fucking summer school?
Because you dumb.
I enjoyed myself, though.
Yeah, I had fun, too.
Lots of time spent in the woods smoking weed.
Awesome.
With the guy that eventually would live on my couch.
He was such a bad influence.
Yeah, but I miss the guy.
Yeah, he was fun.
Let's take a break. I want to drink some beers.
Okay.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, we are from Netflix N Swill podcast. Let me review Netflix shows for you, please. It would mean so much to me if you let me review Netflix for you. Somebody's got to review them. Why can't it be me?
Come on, let the boy review Netflix shows for you.
Hi, hello. Are you good? Good. Let me drink crappy alcohol and make jokes for you. I'm already going to be reviewing Netflix for you. Just say yes to me drinking crappy alcohol. Honestly and sincerely, I'd like to make jokes for you to laugh at.
He's a good, hard-working boy. Let him drink some beer and make jokes.
Please don't make me watch the one-star movies.
He's a nice boy. Watch your own damn shitty movies. For God's sake.
Download Netflix N Swill, please. I'll put all our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, and Podbean. Please download our episodes. I already started watching the one-star movies. If you didn't want to listen to our show, why'd you let me watch the one-star movies?
Can we stop this cruel game and allow the boy to keep one shred of dignity? For God's sake! I can't stand to see him in all this pain! So just listen to Netflix N Swill! For the love of God, let the boy review Netflix for you!
Please leave your message after the tone.
HTNOS. Number 1. Hocus Pocus is the best Halloween movie of all time. 90% of the people will agree that I don't even have to explain myself. 2. Dutchie. How in God's name do you let the Woodsky get away with saying that you used to go out with friends and air all your grievances and then for an entire episode, let him air all his grievances without even calling him out on it. 3, keep doing what you're doing. We love the show. Do it for the people. Out.
I feel like I have a Halloween hangover.
Why can't witches get pregnant?
Why?
Because their boyfriends have Halloweenies. Courtesy of my old man.
Your dad told you that?
Dude, my dad's
That's
been
a dad joke.
Dude, my dad's been telling me that joke since I was like 10.
That is a
Every
dad
year.
joke.
He called me and FaceTimed me at work on Halloween because he forgot what time I got off. And then I was like, hey, Dad. He's like, where are you? And I was like, I'm still working. He's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. You don't get off till later. Hey, why can't witches get pregnant? Like, because their boyfriends have Halloweenies.
Yeah, I've eaten so many fun-size Snickers. I feel like I have a fucking hangover right now.
And I'm the problem.
Well, not this time.
I mean, it's not a whole pumpkin pie.
This time. Yeah, so trick-or-treating was fun. Halloween.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a bust.
Yeah, it was just because it was so hot. But Lucas's costume was on
Halloween in
point.
Florida. Halloween in Florida sucks balls.
It does.
I thought we had potential for a good night the other night just because it was kind of cloudy, a little overcast, kind of
And
a
it's been
light
kinda
breeze.
Yeah.
When you put all that gear on, I mean, I was even sweating down my face, and all I was wearing was a top hat and a fucking mask. You're like,
Yeah, and you had a T-shirt on and pants.
yeah, dude.
So it's not like you had a cot.
No,
you know.
No, and I was sweating down my face, so I can only imagine poor little Lucas, man. If you follow us on social media, which all of you should follow HTNOS on every social
we're
media
the best.
platform
Woo!
ever. You saw our pictures from the kids from Halloween, and Dutch outdoes herself with these homemade costumes. This is 2 years in a row. Last year you made Minecraft come to life, and it was so wicked. And this year you turned our 4-year-old into the creepiest little fucking scarecrow that I've ever seen in my life.
He was so cute.
It's so funny too because this shows how how creative you are. Because all he did was pick that little mask out, that little piece of a fucking mask. It was like just a demonic looking pumpkin scarecrow face looking mask, and you transformed that into a whole fucking character. So kudos to you with the ropes and the lights and everything. You outdid yourself. I mean, to the point where people at houses when he came up wanted to take his picture. Like strangers and shit.
Nobody sees stuff like that anymore. Everybody's a store-bought costume. Like our older one, he wanted to be Drift from Fortnite.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like people just get away from the fun of it. I don't think going to a store and picking out a costume that 100 other kids are going to be is any fun. Like, where's the originality? I love Halloween. It's becoming, I think on point with Christmas for me personally. Because it's so much fun.
It is. It's special because it's fun, and it kind of symbolizes the kickoff to this whole like end of year celebration that is our lives. Because October, November, December, even into January is kind of like our time. Like the rest of the year is whatever. But I mean, end of the year is what we're working. We're working for the fucking weekend here. Like so that kind of Halloween kicks it off.
Yeah, because in a couple weeks we're going to Disney for Logan's birthday, and then
he's within earshot, and I don't think he knows about that.
He does. He knows.
He knows.
He knows we're going. We usually take him every year, and we just got our passes back. He's no dummy, so he knows we're going. And then a couple weeks after that, my dad comes in at Thanksgiving, and then everybody's coming up on December, where everybody's going to start Christmas shopping, and we're
going to start doing that now.
Oh, yeah. But I went to Target and I bought Christmas jammies for everybody.
I can't believe that I'm condoning this type of behavior out of you.
What, Christmas stuff?
Matching fucking pajamas at our house and shit. We don't do stuff like that. That's the stuff I make fun of fucking Carp for, dude. And then here you are and you're like, oh, you bought us all pajamas.
Well, we don't all match.
I'll sleep with my dick out.
That is true. We don't all match, though. I mean, the kids match.
Oh, they're not matching?
No, not everybody.
Oh, okay.
The kids match, but we don't match them.
I understand now.
Yeah, they were Christmassy, and I'm like, let me get them before they're gone.
I got you.
But yeah, I was kind of bummed just because we were only out for about an hour, maybe.
They were completely
Logan was drenched.
They were done with it. They were completely done with it.
Lucas said, my feet hurt.
Which is so disappointing because they spent weeks looking forward to this.
Oh, especially the little one.
Oh, looking forward to this. Is Halloween, is Halloween, is Halloween. And then we're so far from home looking for this haunted house that this neighbor does, this haunted house. And all he wanted to do was go home. And we had only been out for like an hour, man.
Yep.
And here's what kind of kid he is, though, man. He had just as much fun, if not more fun, sitting in the driveway with me, handing out kids and checking out other kids' costumes.
Yeah,
that's what kind of kid he is, man. Smiling at kids, fucking giving out candy and shit. Like, he was getting more jollies out of that than he was getting his own shit.
I thought it was cute, too, because he had the wife beater on under his costume, and I had put black on his face. Like, I black paint to, like...
Yeah, you did, and that's problematic. That's fucking problematic,
I painted
dude.
his neck black and, like, half of his face because
He looked like he had a beard.
Yeah, so he looked like a little hobo because he has a little wife beater on. He had like a beard-looking thing on his face.
5 o'clock shadow and shit.
So the kids are coming up, and I was like, go see the Candy Man. He's like, yeah, I'm the Candy Man.
I did look over at one point, and I didn't realize you put makeup on him. I did look over at one point, and I was like, did you put Lucas in blackface? What the fuck is this?
And I'm like, maybe half face.
You're like, you realize I have a duty, a solemn duty to speak about this on our internet radio program this week, so...
I was just his neck and half of his face.
He did look like he had just a neck beard. But,
yeah.
Here's one thing that I wanted to talk about.
Ugh.
This is why, parents, it's so important to go through your kids' candy when they come home. Because I found an overwhelmingly large amount of Jesus pamphlets. And our fucking...
Don't they know it's the Devil's Day?
Look, dude, I've got Doors of the Bible here. It's all right here on my table. I got Doors of the Bible. I got fucking... Look at this one. This looks like someone died. This looks like those Catholic cards you get from the fucking funeral homes and shit. This caught my eye. Dude, there's a $1 million bill here. A $1 million bill with fucking Noah's Ark on it. Why the fuck would Noah's Ark be on a goddamn $1 million bill?
What's it say on there?
It says $1 million. Noah's Ark.
That's how much it costs to get on there?
Flip this bitch over. The whole big thing about, we broke God's law, but Jesus paid our fine.
Oh, is that with $1 million? We're $1 million.
Yeah, I guess you gotta, when you die, you better take this fucking $1 million bill to the goddamn gates of heaven. Hell yeah.
Can you imagine if there's like a bill slot that you have to put that shit in when
what
you get there?
What if it was wrinkled?
Oh.
What if it was wrinkled and you couldn't get that?
The corner was
bent?
was
fucked?
That one is bent.
Somebody's fucked. I'm taking this crisp one. I got this crisp $1 million
looks like
bill.
I'm going to hell. That's all right.
Well, you know what? I might just
I'll see all my friends there.
I'll forego my shit and go with you. Because we all know that I'm the bad one.
I know you talked about checking your kids' candy.
Yeah. I didn't find any weed candy either.
You didn't? I saw it was in New Jersey. Shout out Adam.
What about Robert?
And Robert.
What about Robert
Mr.
Light?
Moore. I don't talk about him.
I do. He's my homeboy.
I don't know him well enough.
I know him too well.
You know his cookies. That sounded sick. His baked goods.
It sounds how it sounds.
But there was a kid that had gotten some gummies apparently that had THC in them in his bucket.
Fucking good for that kid.
Well, that's what I mean.
Listen, it's bullshit, and this is the joke that everybody says, but no one's buying that. That shit's expensive. No one's buying it and giving it away to fucking kids.
That's why I'm thinking that some of this shit is staged. I saw that there were stories about
media plants.
Yeah, this kid took a bite in his candy and there was a needle sticking out of it, like a sewing needle.
A sewing needle?
A sewing needle, and he took a bite out of it. There was a needle in the candy. But I don't know if this is staged by people to try to get attention.
Sure, it's
just
called
like the
sensationalism.
That like candy corn.
And solicit voicemails to their podcast.
Yeah.
So you call up and scream and yell and rant and rave about candy corn, thinking that that's what they want, and secretly they're for candy corn. So then you come off like an asshole because they're trying to defend their love of candy corn, and then you come off and you start yelling all kinds of fucking obscenities about candy corn, and they're like, "Oh no, what's the problem with candy corn?"
Let me tell you though, not one piece of candy corn was in either of their buckets.
No, if it was, I would have fucking burned it down. Find out where that bitch was, trace this shit back to that house and burn it down. Pipe bomb.
The
Boom.
other piece, there's a couple pieces of candy that I can't.
Dude,
Whoppers.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. That triggered me when I just said pipe bomb. I didn't even intend to say this, but you know we were talking about a few episodes back about gender reveals and shit?
Yeah.
Did you see that the fucking gender reveal went wrong and the people were mixing chemicals together to fucking make the colors and shit, and they accidentally created a pipe bomb and they blew up the fucking thing, and the one lady died.
No.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Stop it with the goddamn gender reveals. Just go to the fucking doctor. It's 2019, for Christ's sake. We have medical.
Or don't try to use chemicals you're unfamiliar with.
It was.
That would help too.
I don't remember where it was. It wasn't in Florida, but I found it when I was doing my Florida stories.
That's surprising because it sounds like it would be in a meth lab.
I found some, dude, and this is simulation shit, because when we talked about fucking gender reveals, that's all I saw for a goddamn week. There was one with a fireman, and they turned the fucking hose on the fireman's hose.
I've seen that one.
Did you see that one? Mm-hmm. It was like all of a sudden, gender reveal. Hey, you hate this shit? Well, here it is. Ding, ding, ding. But anyway, proceed. Whoppers are the worst candy, you say? Yeah,
Lucas, he took out the candy, and he's like, I want to eat this. I'm like, all right, but I'm telling you, go eat it over the garbage can because you're going to want to spit it out. That's totally what he did.
What'd I tell you? I said, come February, when we still got the bottom of the barrel of this candy. I said, well, I'm going to appreciate them goddamn Whoppers. Don't be giving him those to throw in the garbage. In February, when it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to need these goddamn Whoppers. All I'm going to have is fucking stale-ass Now and Laters and some fucking random-ass Jolly Ranchers that the wrapper came off and they're all sticky and shit and they're sticking to the side of the bucket. Like, that's all I'm gonna fucking have, and I'm gonna need them Whoppers.
That's nasty, bro.
The struggle is real. You don't know my life.
Yeah, but I know you were sad because you got one Snickers peanut butter.
I love those things.
The little squares or whatever, and those were good.
But you know what? I'm an adult man too. I could just go to the store and buy them, but it doesn't hold the same weight.
You don't think about that, though.
I do think about it, but I don't get as excited. When I see it in
kind of free.
I see it in the kids' pile, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's mine! Fuck y'all! Take that shit."
As long as you're not taking their gummy Krabby Patties, I think we'll be all right. Because they go
bonkers for those things.
Bonkers off of them stupid Krabby Patty things or whatever. But this was the first year that you and I dressed up.
Yes.
And I don't know shit ever.
No, I was thinking about that too. The one time we were invited.
Tigger suit?
No, I used to wear that to go do delinquent shit.
After the Halloween party.
No, I had that before. I had that before the Halloween party.
I bought that for you.
No.
From the Disney store.
No.
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
No. Because I used to wear that to go fucking do nonsense, malicious vandalism and shit.
I bought that for you from the Disney store.
Where
did you think you got it?
I don't know. I don't even know where it is now. It was here. It's gone. Things happen. It comes. It goes.
It smelled weird. I threw it away.
Because I was using it for fucking illicit activities.
You can't wash it.
Listen, here's how dumb I was too. I used to wear that thing, and you know what the rationale was to put that on when I'm going to do nasty shit?
Nobody's gonna fuck with a Tigger?
No. They ain't gonna be looking for me. They're gonna be looking for Tigger.
Dumb.
They won't know who I am because I could pull the hood up. Boom. Exactly.
That was scary.
And that was not planned.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah, so the haunted house that we were on an expedition to look for in the people's garage wasn't even fucking cracking, and we were kind of disappointed. So we came home and watched the documentary on these new wave haunted houses and shit that you had told me about on Netflix. What was that thing called?
It was called Haunters: The Art of the Scare.
This shit was so fucked up, man. I'm not a haunted house guy to begin with. Like, I've gone and whatnot, but like this shit is like next level. You got to sign a 40-page waiver.
It's not even a haunted house to me.
Yeah, but
it's
here's
like
the
torture.
It's a torture chamber. But here's the fucked up thing. I thought you had to go, like, because we had Reaper's Realm back in our neck of the woods, which was like a big abandoned,
big abandoned
place that they transformed into.
Was it at the Omni?
No.
It was where they sold fireworks.
Yes, it was a fireworks place in the off season. But we would go there and it was like an event because you had to go to the place. This was at this dude's house, and
he was
so fucking like obsessed with this shit. He transformed his whole fucking house. His whole backyard, everything was just, it was insane. But you gotta appreciate the guy's fucking dedication.
I think he's a weirdo.
He is he's a sick fuck.
He gets off on,
you gotta pause
watching
it.
them.
You gotta pause it because he followed. And for those of you who don't know, check this documentary out. It's what's this guy's haunted house? It's called McCaney Manor.
It's been all over the news lately.
Fucking
like
dude.
On the feed, and somebody took pictures of the waiver where it says like you're gonna get fish hooks, so you're might tear, you might get teeth pulled out,
fingernails pulled off
at the root.
And here's the thing too, once you sign that, they don't let you out. There's no safe word. You can't say, like, they were begging, these kids were begging. And here, I see both sides of this shit, because you were dumb enough to fucking go and you signed the goddamn paperwork, so you get what you fucking get, you know. But at the same time, he follows you with a camcorder to make YouTube videos to promote the shit that he's doing. Like, he makes these YouTube videos with 11 million hits on them and whatever to show what's going on in the thing. And the look on his face while he's videotaping these people with, like, snotty tears, fucking throwing up and shit, you know, like, he's like just smirking, like, dude, it's making him happy, man. Like, he's fucked up.
Dude, he jerks off to them videos.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, but the irony is they're chasing him around in the front yard with a snail, and he's running like a little bitch. He's scared of fucking snails and shit.
Well, the people that make it through, there was one lady that was like, if you need any actors, let me know. But at first, it was just kids that were doing it, because it's all volunteers. Okay, number one, you don't pay to get into this. You don't pay money to go to this haunted house. You
bring canned food.
You bring 4 cans of dog food. Because and it all gets donated to, like, the Greyhound Rescue.
Yes.
Which is crazy in itself, because he was talking about all the money that he spent in putting into this haunted house.
It was like $500,000 or something.
Easy.
Yeah.
It was insane. And they had to get rid of the volunteers that were the kids in the neighborhood, because some weirdo was, like, trying to get with one of the underage kids and was feeding her alcohol and drugs and shit. So now they had all these police, like, ex-police officers or military people. I don't know if they're ex, but they were, like,
I think it was military
people doing these.
And
but the brothers that went, or they were friends, the guys with the beards.
Yes.
They put you in this shallow pool of water with a cage over it. And they
waterboard you.
They waterboard you, and the guy died and came back because he was unresponsive. So it was close to drown. He was was so close to drowning that he blacked out.
See, and I'm surprised there haven't been more mishaps, because, like, they were shrink wrapping people's heads and shit, and, like, it's fucked up, dude.
Well, I don't understand how regular people can just do that. You have to be some kind of medical professional to read a person's body to know when they've had too much. And that's why that guy blacked out, because they weren't giving him enough time to breathe before they put his ass back in the water. Right. You know?
Whole thing's fucked up. People were kind of up in arms about, you know, like the
shutting it down.
Yeah, wanting to shut it down, and the whole thing about it being like a human rights violation and all that. But here's the thing. People willingly go, and they know what it is, and they watch the videos, and they know what they're getting into, and they sign the fucking paperwork. So if they're going, they're asking for it, fucking, you know, whatever. It's your thing. It's not mine. But
yeah, that's not the haunted house to me. That's torture.
Dude, old school haunted house. We used to go through, and it would be fucking
people jumping out
strobe lights. Yeah, people jumping out from behind curtains and shit, man.
That's the fun stuff. And that's what I try to tell Logan. He freaks out a little bit. And Lucas, even though the haunted house on the other block, it wasn't as big as it was last year, it was still cool. It was strobe lights in there. There was, like, little spiders hanging off the ceiling. There was a skeleton in there. There was, like, a bag that looked like a dead body was in there. So you got to go around that.
Was there any live people in there?
No, there was nobody live in there this year. But it's just something fun to do. Like, if you watch the other haunted houses that were in the documentary, because it wasn't just about that one. That one was the main one because it was so crazy. There was a few other ones in there. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to scream and then you're supposed to laugh. That's why I like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, you go to, like, Hollow Scream and shit. Like, you still, like, to this day, like to do it. It's not my jam. I thought about wanting to do the Halloween horror at Universal just because it was Stranger Things, you know, just because I wanted to go through the Hawkins laboratories and shit. Like, I thought that would be cool. But then I started thinking about it again. I'm like, I'm not gonna like it. Like, even though I'm a fan of the show, I'm not gonna like it.
And you know, with places like that, they can't touch you. It's just like a jump scare. And I kind of get lost in looking at all, like, the scenery because a lot of it's so detailed.
Well, especially Universal. Universal, you're talking about movie magic, you know, like their shit's gonna be top notch.
And one of the guys in the documentary runs that shit, which was cool. The guy towards the end with the glasses, he was the main guy, and then the weird one with the spiky hair that the pupils are always dilated that does the thing at his house. He's like, yeah, that's my goal or whatever. He's like aspiring to be this guy,
trying to get into special effects and props and shit. Well, he was in props. That's what his parents were saying. He lost his prop job, and he was just like not happy. He was depressed, like he was working a regular ass job, and that's how he got into this, to like get that creative outlet, out.
Well, let's talk about how his wife sucks. She was
too.
the worst.
How about at the end, though, when shit was popping, she's like, yeah, I want to be involved now. Fuck off, bitch. You're telling him he can't do this shit for the entire show. And then when it's like, hey, it's jumping off and it's like getting popular and dude's got opportunities, it's like, hey, I want to do it with you.
I'm going to paint these cans.
Yeah,
man.
She
was the fucking
fucking hanger-on.
She's a cunt.
You support
like,
from Jump Street or not at all, bitch.
That's right.
Little fucking hanger-on.
She's like, I don't like Halloween. And then it was funny because during some of the interviews, she's like, "Oh, I don't mind." And then and then there's a text message that he gets, and she's like, "If you're not coming home now, then don't come home at all." And I was like, "Yeah, true colors. I see your true colors shining through."
Yeah, it's funny though. Even though it's not my thing, we were just talking about this at break. When we were kids, I was in the haunted house at the high school because I was part of the drama club.
Well,
senior
your
year.
Girlfriend was a part of the drama club, and then you joined.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the things you do for fucking ass.
All right, Meatloaf. I would do it.
Oh, but I did. I did.
Pussy.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though, man. But
for love.
I did this just for her, and I came in, and fucking by the end of the year, I was the fucking lead in the musical. Y'all don't know that. I have the kids got pipes. The kids got pipes on them. He had fucking solos and shit, singing on stage, fucking jumpsuit style. I mean, it was a good experience. I'm glad I did it. I probably wouldn't do it again, but it was a good experience. I enjoyed myself. But
that's all that matters. Yeah, I remember it was
a fundraiser.
I was dating another guy that was in drama at the time. He was in the haunted house. He was just carrying a chainsaw though. But I remember walking through your room.
Yeah,
and they were
we used
you
to do
just
it
had like an axe or whatever, and
which was so unchecked. It was because I had a legit axe, like a Home Depot axe, a live fucking blade, a sharp axe that I was swinging around. I had this room set up. It kind of was set up to look like a dungeon.
Okay.
And I had a slab, and the girl I was dating at the time was laying on the slab, and then we had another girl that I had brought in one of my old flannel shirts, and we cut the sleeves off and then sewed them back up and then put Velcro on them. So like her arms were in the shirt, but the arms were shackled up to the wall. So then she would act like she was trying to get away and then bust free, and her arms would be on the wall, and then she would run at the people. It was fucking
funny.
Dude, for a bunch of high school kids, we did it up.
Pretty good.
We did it up good. And I was standing there in like a black robe with this executioner's mask on, and I had this fucking axe, and I had all these like paper mache heads hanging from the ceiling, and I would take swings at the heads when they come in and shit. I'd hit the fucking heads, and sometimes they would stick on the axe, and I'd run at the people with the fucking heads sticking on the axe. Dude, I spooked a bunch of fucking people. I had people falling down. It was a blast. Nothing like these motherfuckers, though, dude.
Well, and then there was that lady in there that did it her whole life.
Yeah, she was like a career fucking haunted.
Yeah, she. What did she call herself? Did she just call herself a haunter?
I don't know.
Maybe professional haunter.
Spooky time.
Yeah.
She was spooky.
Dude, she was. She had said one time this guy took her to the ground, put a knee on her back, and then fucked her up for life.
Got her ass beat, man.
I'm just like, oh my god. She had to wear hockey gear, football gear.
Yeah.
Underneath her costumes.
See, and that's one thing too that I was doing this as a high school fundraiser. You got a lot of like douchebag kids that walked through that were trying to fuck with you. Like you were coming out and they would try to fucking grab you and take swings at you and shit just because like, what are you going to do kind of thing. And that was something we had to be aware of because people were getting hit. I think a girl got hit in the face a couple of times,
That's not cool.
Because you jump out and I mean like sometimes it's just reaction. Sometimes it's just whatever. But then you got, like I said, the D-bags that are trying to come through and punch you out. Yeah, so we watched that, and then we got our haunted movie on a little bit. Longtime listeners will remember that last year, about this time, we interviewed actually one of the guys that we knew from high school that was involved with all this, Chris Wager. He was in a movie called Jackson, and him and the director of the movie, they both came on and sat and talked with us last year.
Goodwin.
Yeah, and the movie's called Jackson, and it's available. It finally came out. It's available on Amazon Prime. If any Prime members have access to that, you can just search up Jackson and it'll pop up.
It's a horror flick. I like the premise of the movie. I thought it was cool. It was about a kid that could talk to spirits. His dad was a paranormal investigator, found out that his son had gift, and then kind of used it to his advantage.
It was different, though, because it wasn't that he could, like, see the ghost. He would relive what happened to the ghosts. So, like, however they were killed or whatever, like, he went to these buildings, he would, like, relive it, which I thought was different. I'd never seen nothing like that before.
That's how most psychics, or how, whatever you want to call them, that's how they operate. They see that stuff. And they've gotten attacked before. So it's not out of the ordinary. Now, I don't want to give away the movie in case somebody wants to go check it out.
Please do.
But there was a scene where he was reliving something and there was blood on his face, and he came back.
I didn't get that.
He came back out of the trance,
yeah,
and he still had the blood on his face.
Yeah, I didn't get that, and I said that to you when we were watching it. I was like, why did he pull that back from, like, the spirit world? I don't get that.
There have been instances of people seeing blood dripping from their walls or ectoplasm, so I mean there is cases of that. But I've never seen anything with psychic or anything.
No,
like that happened in real life.
I'm glad that it finally came out. I mean, I can only understand what kind of process it is to put out a movie, let alone get it, up on Amazon and all that good shit. And it was a good flick. It definitely had the indie vibe to it, know, because it was a horror movie by definition, but I think it had the more of the undertones was about like the relationship between the father and the kid,
for sure.
Because like the dad's wife died, and the whole reason why he was a paranormal investigator was to try to like contact the wife, and then when he found out that the kid had the gift, he was like pushing him into like bad situations to like try to like get back to his wife, and really got the feeling he didn't care about the kid so much as he did about the the goal.
Well, yeah, because he resented Jackson because his wife died in childbirth.
Yeah.
So
good, definitely a good flick. Check it out. There is toward the end there is a fucking monster that shows up that unsettled me.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
Popped up in the window, and I looked at you, and I go, "Whoop! Nope, that is not okay. I'm not here for that one." So yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Check it out. It's and I mean, if you do dig it, go back and look for the episode that we did with those guys about a year ago. It's called Pumpkin Jugs. I want to say it's like 56 or 57 or something like that. And it was a good chat and get a little bit more insight on the film. Speaking of films, we are going to do something different tonight.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about something else from your childhood.
What?
Witchy poo.
Wow. Girl, let me tell you what. That ain't from my childhood.
Whose child? Is it from your homeboy Nick?
That's the Smickless brothers' childhood.
Oh my gosh,
like I've heard about that second and third hand. You know about Witchy Poo.
I only know that she takes little boys after dark and cuts their dicks off.
That's all you need to know. That's all you fucking need to know. There's this lady. See, and I'm going to butcher this up, and he's going to hear this, and he's going to be like, fucking, I'm stupid, because every time we talk about shit like this, he always does.
Colin.
And listen, I've tried to get him to call in. Not Nick. I've tried to get Emil to call in, because this was an Emil thing. I said, call in the show and tell the story of Witchy Poo, and he
No, I'm saying call Nick right now, put him on speaker, and just say, hey, bro, tell me the story of Witchy Poo.
That motherfucker ain't around, dude.
Why? Is he Iowa hiking?
He might be, dude.
He's probably frozen to death somewhere.
He's a fucking hitman, dude. He goes into the wild. He does shit. He's gross point blank. I don't know.
What you doing today?
Things.
All right, Smitty.
I'm just in Detroit. What? Why are you just randomly in fucking Detroit? I'm sorry. You had a hit? No, there's this chick, Witchy Poo, man. And she probably was just this old lady that lived in their town.
That was creepy
because she used to walk these two dogs or whatever, and they thought they were like demon dogs or whatever. And the bitch looked like a witch, and she would disappear and whatever and shit. And like,
creepy.
Nick said even like his parents knew, like his mom would tell him, like stay away from that lady and shit. And the fucking thing was that if she caught you, she cut little boys' dicks off and nailed them to the wall. That's insult to injury, dude.
I wonder if it's the same crazy lady that lives in my mom's neighborhood that tries to break into the house.
What?
You didn't hear my sister telling that story? The lady that used to live in my mom's house was crazy,
yes,
and she tied one of our
crazy
friends.
How though?
I'm mentally unstable.
Yeah, but I mean, like how? We're all a little mentally unstable, Melissa.
Well, she had tied one of Jimmy's friends to a tree one time.
Okay, that's taking it to a new level.
And then she after she felt like my mom stole the house from her, even though my mom purchased the house. So she tried to get in the house a few times, and they had caught her trying to get in the house. And then afterwards, because my sister told me that, my mom passed away in April, and Amanda was home with the baby, and she was this was the first time that she tried to get into the house.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she tried to open the fucking window and get into the house.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, you need to call the fucking police.
That's crazy. You know what that reminds me of, though?
What?
Is when we first started dating, y'all were talking about how there was a dude living in your fucking attic at your mom's house, and you guys didn't even know.
I didn't even know.
He was just, who was this man?
One of my brother's friends. I don't know.
Oh, you did know him, though?
My brother did.
Oh, okay. I thought this was just a dude. Y'all just found out there was a dude in the attic, and he was just living there.
I don't think we weren't in the house. I think it was just my brother. I think Nikki and I were already out of the house. But he needed a place to stay, and my brother said that he could stay in the attic, and he would be smoking and shit up there. He's lucky he didn't burn the house down.
Wow.
But in the closet, in the room that we used to stay in.
That's less creepy than I thought, though.
Well, in the room we used to stay in that closet is the attic access. So then,
yes,
my mom never used that room. She just used it for storage.
Right.
So she had no reason to go in there. And when he was in the attic, he just slept or whatever, and he would come down and leave when. I
was gonna say your mom's she was very regimented with she did the same shit at the same time every day. Yeah, so you knew when you if you knew it was past a certain time, you were fucked or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
came home, cracked a beer, watched Judge Judy. Took a bath.
No, I could tell you even detailed. She would come in, sit down at the kitchen table, cross her fucking legs, light a cigarette, and sit there and stare at you. I wouldn't be in the living room, and I would look over, and she'd be looking at me. I'm like, why are you looking at me? Mm-hmm. Every day, she would come in, get a beer, sit down at the table, cross her fucking legs, light a cigarette, and look at me. Okay. Very, very creepy.
No.
It was very creepy to me.
Maybe she just wanted you to talk to her. Why don't you talk to her?
I did talk to her. Mm-hmm. But then she wanted to talk about things like you said, like Judge Judy and pro bowling. And
so be nice to her.
I was. What do you want from me? Put me on blast. But what I was going to say was one thing that we're doing in the inner circle now is kind of borrowing the other show's segments from time to time and putting different spins on them. Okay. We've done plunge picks. The members of the plunge were here, so that was a little different. We're going to try this now. Our Hollywood show, Failing Hollywood, does a segment called Movie in a Jar. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they have
I don't listen to that show.
Why would you?
I know they're the gods, so I don't know why I wouldn't even know why I don't.
Yeah, check out their latest episode.
No, I'm just kidding. They're good. They're cool.
They have an actual jar of random ass words. They pick out a few different things and they basically write a movie with these random words. Mm-hmm. So we're doing it our way because it's our fucking show.
Sure.
So I'm taking some liberties. I have a random generator to get our genre. So let's see what genre.
Hope it's a genre I know.
Well, we're gonna see. All right, let's see what we get. That's should I go again?
What is it?
Epic historical is the main genre. The subgenre is biblical.
Oh my god!
Should we do a biblical epic? Because
it's fitting after reading them Jesus cards about Noah's Ark.
Hey, you're right. Fuck it. Okay, you know what? If it doesn't work, we'll do another one. We're winging it. Okay.
Okay.
Mikey, like I said at the beginning, Riley and Kaz are in LA now doing the West Coast Inner Circle meetup, and they actually drew our topics from the jar, and they sent us a video. Of them doing that. So I'm gonna.
Are you playing the video?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
What's up, HTNOS? It's Riley from the Plunge. We're here at the Inner Circle West Coast meetup. We got the homie casual,
West Coast,
Mikey T. Aww. And we're ready to pick a movie in a jar for you guys, HTNOS style, Inner Circle style. So, Mikey,
Florida Man movie.
Yeah, we can't redo this one, so we have to make sure we do it cleanly.
Florida Man movie.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay, so we'll do the three. Oh, this one I can already tell is a Nick pull.
Yes, that means it's good.
First topic.
You got Lumberjack.
Oh.
Lumberjack.
I like that.
Freddie from Failing Hollywood also here.
Freddie, fuck boy, Freddie.
Oh, that's that
Oh,
motherfucker?
damn. Robots.
Robots.
This is already looking...
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack robot.
Here, I'll let Kaz pick the third one.
I'll sit down for lumberjack robot. Let's see what we got here. It says grater.
Greater lumberjack robot.
What is
You
greater?
can take that however you want, put it in whatever order you want. It's all you.
I need to
All
know
right,
how great
enjoy.
it is.
Movie in a jar. Inner Circle West Coast. What's up?
West Coast!
I love those fuckers. I need to know how greater is spelled. I don't know if it's like grating dicks or like greater as like you're a grater of a paper or greater as in the Great Muppet Show.
Maybe. Oh, hold on. Why is grating dicks? What
Grate.
kind of? Yeah, I understand what a grate is. Why are you grating penises, witchy
We're
poo?
talking about Halloween
Jesus
shit.
Christ! Fucking grating, making fucking dick cheese and
Making
shit.
dick stew. Stewing them dick.
All right, so we have epic, historical, biblical, and we have lumberjack, robots, and grater.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what greater is.
I guess we can. That's up to the perception, right? We can just however it fits. Like if we're talking about like grading, like a judge, maybe,
Yeah.
or which is very fitting for
I
biblical.
wish they would have just showed us the paper like they did with the lumberjack.
Yeah, way to go, Kaz. You fucked it up. Probably high as giraffe pussy over there sitting in LA and shit. Yeah, well let's kick this off. Do we have a title? This is a biblical epic, so think like
Historical?
Charlton Heston and fucking Ten Commandments type thing. You know, this is gonna be a 4-hour movie that we watch.
No.
We watch this shit on Easter every fucking year. Okay,
Oh my
this
goodness.
is like the Ten Commandments. So it's going to be an epic. It's going to have a fucking score. It's going to be the next big thing.
What if the lumberjack was Jesus and the robot was his mom? So the robot is a what do you call a robot girl?
A robot girl?
Yeah, like what do you call bionic?
I don't think that's gender specific.
So let's see. How about instead of like when Harry met Sally, it's when what's our lumberjack's name?
You're trying to make an epic biblical movie event into a romantic comedy?
It wouldn't be a romantic comedy because Mary's his mom. That's weird.
Well, let me try to start this off, okay? Because I have an idea here about greater. Since we're doing a biblical epic, we can refer to that as like the greater power, right? Like there's a creator of some sort. We gotta go detailed with this. We gotta make names and everything and create a beginning, a middle, and an end. Because we're pitching this. We're gonna sell this script. We're creating this movie in a jar. We're gonna sell this script to Hollywood. And they're going to make it, and this is going to be how we retire.
All right, so what's our lumberjack's name? Should it just be Paul?
Whoa, you're already jumping the gun, girl. The creator. Okay, what's our title? What's our title here?
I'm trying to figure out the name of our lumberjack.
Okay, we'll build the movie, and then the title will come. That's how this will work. So the creator. This movie's going to start out in space because that's where everything in my mind starts out. So we're coming in space, and then you see a lab, you see a laboratory and like moving parts. Okay. It's like a factory, like conveyor belts and arms are moving around and picking stuff together.
That's where the robot works?
That's where they're creating the robot.
Oh, okay.
So this greater power is creating you see it coming down the line. It's like there's a torso and it's moving. And then they fucking put the arms on and shit. And as it's coming together, you're like, okay, they're putting together some sort of robot, right? And fuck.
Sorry.
This is hard.
I know.
So they're putting together this robot. And as it's coming together, you can kind of tell, like, they give him an axe. And you're like, he's almost looking like the Tin Man and shit from Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. So you're like, what is he? They're making him into a lumberjack. What are they doing with him? Mm-hmm. You know? And he gets completed.
Okay.
And he gets put into this pod.
Is he anatomically correct?
Yes, he has a robot dick.
Okay.
He does have a robot dick. And they put him into a pod. Okay. So he's in like this
Superman?
pod. Like kind of like a stasis pod. Like he's gonna go to sleep or whatever. Mm-hmm. So then you leave the factory and then all of a sudden you appear on Earth and it's like Egypt, right?
Okay.
It's fucking old. You're in the desert. It's Egypt and shit. And people are doing their Egyptian type things,
Building pyramids, trying to get to the cube.
Building pyramids and shit. Talking about towers of Babel and getting to fucking Saturn time cubes and shit.
Getting whipped.
Yeah, just doing wild Egyptian shit. You know what you do in fucking BC or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like they see a flash of light and it's like, poof, and it looks like a meteor comes down.
Okay.
And they send out camel teams to go investigate and shit. So
you're like, why is this guy wearing flannel?
Well, then they get to the crater, and it's a fucking lumberjack robot. And they're like talking in Egyptian tongues and shit. And it's like Stargate, you know.
Subtitles,
like,
we ain't got no trees. There's no trees in Egypt.
There are no trees in Egypt. This is the worst movie ever. This is the worst movie fucking ever.
I thought my axe is going to break on your stone.
But then they realize
there's no trees.
They realize he came from the heavens. He's a greater power.
Okay.
So then he wakes up and the robot's like doing like power up shit, you know, and then you see from behind his eyes like the HUD, like the Terminator HUD, where like all the shit's checking, like the fucking and he's looking around and he's seeing camels and he's seeing fucking Stargate looking motherfuckers and shit with wild robes and bald heads and fucking facial jewelry and shit, and he's like, you know, like this doesn't compute. I'm supposed to be in Wyoming, but there isn't a Wyoming because it's BC. So he doesn't know what to fucking do. And now go.
What? You left me with that? Okay.
Yeah, I gave you a great build-up. Now it's your job to tell me what the fucking robot lumberjack's name is and what his purpose is as a higher power in Egypt.
He doesn't have a name, and he fucks everybody, and then they give him the name. I'm really bad at this.
Okay, so he doesn't have a name. That's very ancient. I can work with that. He doesn't have a name. He's got a symbol.
Okay.
He like, on his arm. He's just got this fucking symbol.
Okay.
What is it? It's a fucking tree.
Oh, okay.
It's a fucking tree on his arm.
There's one tree in Egypt.
Yeah, they got palm trees and shit like at the Oasis and whatnot, right?
Those are mirages.
All of them?
Mostly. So how about he's like looks at his axe and he looks around and he was like, this doesn't work. There's no trees here. Let me make a shovel. So then he turns his axe into a shovel and he starts digging in the sand.
How's he just do that? How's he just turn it?
He's a robot. Maybe he has
he's got multiple hands?
He's interchangeable.
Like go gadget shovel and then it comes out?
Maybe. Oh, maybe somebody made him a shovel.
So he befriended a local blacksmith in town?
Yes.
And
yeah, sure.
Iron worker, would that work better for you?
No, I'm just thinking, I don't think there were blacksmiths in Egypt either.
Well, they had to do metalworking of some sort, right?
No, they used logs and stone. They didn't really do metal.
Is that true?
Well, I guess their jewelry was metal. How would they melt it? They had fire then, didn't they?
With raging infernos, I don't know.
The sun was so hot.
So here's what I'm thinking. He comes to life, and they try to messiah him. You know, they're like, you've come to save us. And that worries the fucking pharaohs and shit in Egypt, right? Because they're trying to get pyramids done. The motherfucking Anunnaki have already come, and they've already told them, like, look, you guys are here to get us gold for our atmosphere because our world is dying. You have a job to do. You fucking do it, and we're going to be back. We're watching you. You know, these eyes are on you. We're watching you. So they know that they got a job to do, and this motherfucker's there. He's like lumberjack Moses and shit. He's there to fucking help them, and they don't like that. But they don't know he's a robot because on the outside, he looks like a person.
Well, you say he looked like a Tin Man.
Yeah, but then they put the skin on him.
Oh, okay.
Like that was at the factory.
Oh,
like
okay.
He was coming down the line and shit. But then they put the skin on him. He just looks like a person now. But he's got that axe. So they're worried and they try to fucking shackle him and shit. And then he goes ape shit. He starts cutting fucking heads off. He goes wild. He's a biblical badass. He comes through and he's murking motherfuckers.
Oh, he can use his axe to carve into the stone.
He could use his axe to carve into their bodies.
Yeah, that too.
He's fucking murking them left and right. Chakak, chakak, chakak. But then the people are confused. They're like, I thought you're here from God.
Yeah.
You're here killing people. That's not what God's about,
it's
right?
God's work.
Yeah, he's just doing God's work, like that Matthew McConaughey movie. Remember when he was axe murdering motherfuckers and he was doing it for God? He was the hand of God?
Yep.
That's the title of the movie, The Hand of God.
Okay.
Boom.
There you go.
That's the movie in a jar.
Maybe it should be the acts of God.
I don't know what the premise is after he's there killing motherfuckers, but we have a lumberjack robot from the stars that is created by a higher power that is murking motherfuckers in Egypt, and that's enough to get me to the theater.
Yeah, you did good, babe.
We'll figure it out as we go.
You did good. I couldn't think of shit.
Let's here. I'm gonna pick a different genre, and I'll see.
I don't think that'll help me.
I'll see if maybe you can do a different genre. Main genre is comedy films. Subgenre is British humor.
What's that? Bad teeth?
Like Monty Python or The Office, British or the English Office or whatever, or like shit like that. I don't know. Fucking Hugh Grant and shit. I don't know.
All right.
Lumberjack robots, greater comedy films, British humor. Go.
Oh my god.
Now you can do a romantic comedy because it's British humor. You can do fucking Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley and shit. Like that's boom boom.
Well,
Posh Spice.
See, when they pulled out 3 things, I always thought they had to be 3 separate things. And you put the 2 things together. You made a lumberjack robot. I was thinking there'd be a lumberjack that fell in love with the robot.
Could have been.
So
do it now. Do it now.
I can't.
So we're waking up in foggy London town.
Well, like Peter Pan.
Foggy London town, and we're coming onto where it's a street view. There's people walking and there's cars
this is
driving.
why you're a thespian. Like, I'll stick to the ocean. I can't do this.
The camera's looking into the window of a coffee shop where a young robot sits.
His name will be Rob for short.
His name is Rob the Robot. Oh my god. And while he's sitting in the coffee shop sipping his fucking drink, a beautiful lumberjack comes around the corner.
Full on mustache and everything.
But a woman.
Oh, it's not a gay love story?
Yes. Don't assume the gender.
Oh, but he just said it was a chick.
Well, it was a chick's body with a beard. Like, yeah. All those nights out in the fucking rainforest will do that to you. Right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Sure. So then they walk up. Let me get their pronoun right.
Yeah, good call. They.
The Zer walks up. Walks up to the guy drinking the coffee and was like, "Hey, I'm a lumberjack."
And you got to do it like Bridget. Hey, yo, I cut down trees. Want to fuck?
And then he's like, "Sure." And then
I envisioned the whole movie taking place in the coffee shop.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the lumberjack. They sit down at the table with the fucking robot, and they just start having this witty English banter back and forth where there's the sexual tension is so thick you can cut it with an axe. That's in the promo, by the way. That's in the trailer.
My God.
I don't think that we can do this.
No,
I think that we gave
bad.
I think we gave it a good try, and it was a fun exercise. But I don't know that we could do it. Not like these guys do. If you're interested in the legit movie experience, definitely check out Failing Hollywood on the Inner Circle Podcast Network. These guys work in Hollywood. It is their main mode of feeding themselves. They can do much better than we can. But
that was terrible.
If by chance you would like biblical murder Egyptian robots, or you would like the fucking British love story, hit us up. You know, we can talk. I'd like to see these stories come to life on the silver screen. Babe, you ready to get the fuck up out of here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's raise up out of this mug, as it were. This has been another episode of the #NoOffense show. And if you're a new listener, I love you. I just want to say that.
Samesies.
I love you. Hit us up. We're available everywhere. Subscribe to us.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed this show.
Slide in the DMs.
Check us out on your favorite podcast app. Literally available everywhere. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcast, the whole fucking gamut. Social media, follow us. Give us a like on the good shit. We are HTNOS everywhere. If you're an Instagram guy, we're HTNOS. If you're a Twitter guy, we're HTNOS. If you're a Facebook fucking old fuck, HTNOS.
Yeah,
works everywhere.
Word.
Except for Snapchat. We don't do that.
I have Snap.
Not the show.
Not the show.
You're just there for secret dicks.
Tatas.
Yeah, you're there for fucking secret dicks.
No. Ain't no secrets.
And again, check out the whole Inner Circle Podcast Network. We're a squad full of killers. We're like the Wu-Tang Clan of podcasts. We got Simmons and More. We got Shit Happens When You Party Naked. We got the Hood Diner. We got the Plunge. We got Any Pod with Joe B. We got Failing Hollywood, like we already talked about. We got original network programming. We're like fucking HBO. But remember the old HBO thing with the letters and they fly through and it's like dun 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 dun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Comedy is Dead. That's fucking Slimmer Circle. That's Inner Circle Sports with me and Riley. That's fucking Throwing Smoke with Joe B. and Randall Fowler from Married as Fuck. MMA. They're doing a thing right now. There's UFC on right now. It's fucking 10:40 on Saturday night. They're watching the card.
Cool.
I was invited, but I'm not a UFC guy anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Joe's trying hard to pull me back in.
Listen, we fell off of that when they started doing them like every
week.
Every week. And then it was the fighter show, which that show was cool for a while. But then it just got so, like, there were so many guys, and there was only maybe a handful of dudes that you wanted to see fight, that it just wasn't worth to pay the money, you know?
And this is like me with all of my sports for the most part. The era that I grew up in is always going to be sentimental to me. So the Chuck Liddells and the Tito Ortizes and the Matt Hughes.
Randy Couture had a heart attack.
Fucking Randy had a heart attack. Fucking thoughts go out to you, buddy.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. He's Captain America. He'll be all right. But those guys hold a special affinity to me, and I can't get down really with the new school. There's exceptions to that. I love the Diaz's.
Yes.
I love John Jones. I love Connor. There's fucking definitely exceptions to the rule, but as a whole, you're right. There's too many cards. I can't keep up, and just honestly, I don't fucking enjoy it enough to watch it every week, because the argument's like, well, football comes on every week and you watch that. I enjoy it.
But it's the same guys. You get to know the guys, and honestly, since Joe Rogan left from the commentating,
he scaled it back. He's still there. But
well, I haven't seen him. I mean, Goldberg isn't there
Goldberg's
anymore.
gone. Goldberg's gone.
But I enjoyed when him and Goldberg had like the best interactions. It's just not, a lot of things aren't the same.
It's just different, man.
You know?
It's just different. But, nothing stays the same. The only fucking thing
Constant is us, really.
The only thing that's guaranteed is shit's gonna change.
True.
So, but definitely if you're a fan of the combat sports, check out Throwing Smoke. Subscribe to that Inner Circle Presents feed as well as the HTNOS. And if you want to reach us, we're on the web, HTNOS.com. Hit it, email, phone, the whole nine. You know it. My name is The Real Wutsky. This is the Duchess Wutsky. By our powers combined, we are the Wutskys. And this has been #NoOffense.
Love y'all.